So hello and welcome to a very, very hot day out in our Squamish Whistler road trip series. So what I'm going to do first, actually, is just pour my coffee back into the French press, because we're going to then pop this in the fridge while we're down in town. And hopefully this will turn into some, I'd say, cold coffee or refrigerated coffee. I like cold coffee. I know that makes me weird, but whatever. You do you. So, let us start by grabbing some protein powder here. Of course, protein powder always loves to make a mess. There we go. Alright. And I'll tuck you back here. I think on this trip I've got strawberries. And some blueberries. We'll top it up with the water. Generally speaking, at that max line. Blade attachment. Invert. Click and honestly, I would keep going just to demonstrate its full design, but I don't need to. A little bit of protein powder yet to be mixed in down at the bottom, but if anything, that's pretty characteristic of protein powder. Now we're going to remove the blade assembly itself, give that a quick rinse. Try to do so that we can see on camera and not create a mess everywhere. There we go. So that's pretty well clean. That can go ahead and air dry on its own. Take our drink attachment. And we're ready to go. Like, genuinely, how good is this? Oh, I need that. Okay, so this place is actually super busy right now. There's a bunch of people parking where they shouldn't be parking. Otherwise, everyone's being pretty respectful, but I had to be a bit creative and sort of utilize some existing spot erosion, but this is where we are. Now, in my defense, the entire vehicle is just about off the road, so I'm not really obstructing anything. And I feel like if you're willing to put your vehicle on that kind of an angle, you should be allowed to. So, anyways, let's go for a swim.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. I don't know if it's because it's the summer or what, but I've never seen this place this busy. This is crazy. I'm gonna sit up over here. Words cannot describe how good that felt. Something just so nice about swimming. I don't know if it's like an evolutionary thing or a me thing, but I've never seen this place anywhere near this busy. Like, it's probably 5 times busier than I've seen it. The last couple of times I've been here, just drive in, get a spot, enjoy, drive out. But yeah, It is a Sunday. Ooh, excuse me. It is Sunday. July. Kids are out. Tourism. All the things. So, yeah, makes sense. But, yeah, it's nice. There was a lady walking down here with pizza. Gosh, I'm thinking about pizza now. Anyway. Yeah. That's a great spot. Alright. Let's make our way out. Actually, while we do so, I'll make mention. Just down this way. Oh, we got
just see how it feels. Test it out.
truck neighbor.
Just ride like putt putt or something.
So right down here at the end, this is the entrance to the Alice Lake Mountain Bike Trail Network. So yeah, if you're ever coming out, go mountain biking and then go for a swim right afterwards. Not sure if this will like. That's funny. All right. I must be acclimatizing to the heat because anything less than 30 degrees feels cool now. Anyway. If I'm being entirely honest, I planned to record some of the drive up, but I ended up having a really sobering, gosh darn depressing maybe even, conversation. About the pervasive negative attitude towards tourism as an industry here in Squamish. I would have thought here, of all places, they would be especially tuned in to just how much, I mean, I'm trying to think of a political way to say this, but frankly, money tourism brings in. According to the person I spoke to, who is a well-informed, highly strategically situated person to make such commentary, there's been a universal dislike of anything tourist or tourism related. So much so that evidently somebody has cut the cable to the gondola, which is located on the outskirts of town, twice. You know, when I lived out in eastern Canada, I lived in the city that was, I shouldn't say dependent on, but a good portion of their economy, like a dominant portion, came from tourists and tourism. And it was busy, sure, but I don't remember ever anybody harboring resentment for it. And maybe they were just a bit more switched on or in tune to the fact that people who bring disposable income to spend on local beer, local pizza, local businesses in general, or would support that. But here's a point that will really hit home with the RV community. That Squamish, British Columbia, has a municipal campground that they own, that they can take the revenue from. And they closed it. Now, the person I was speaking to didn't elaborate on the reason why. Maybe there's a very benign reason that either they weren't, aware of or whatnot, but that most certainly wasn't my impression. Evidently, Squamish actually doesn't give really much of any, if not any, budget to their tourism committee. And tourism would be the type of places where, for mountain biking example, maybe they want to develop the infrastructure even more, make better signage. I mean, the signage here is great, let's face it. Other places I've ridden, well, non-existent, but you could promote and foster businesses like shuttle services. I mean, I can't think of a better way to try to keep your own community down. It's so bewildering to me. Quite frankly, a little depressing, because to know that the place that you look forward to coming to every year, that the people don't want you here. Whew. Good morning. Well, somehow it's been a week. The 33-degree heat has not helped. But quite frankly, it's just been so relaxing. I've hardly done any filming, which was not my intent. But gosh darn, it gets so hot. Or it got so hot. And it was, everything that I could take just to keep focused. So I did start running the air conditioner for a portion of the time during the hottest part of the day, just to knock it down. I did that just the last kind of couple of days. But the air conditioner basically uses 1% of the battery every minute. Overnight, the fridge is generally pulling about, I'd say 8 to 10 amps. Call it 10 to be on the safe side. So by the time you get up in the morning, it would be maybe 83%. And then you would get some charge in the battery throughout the day, but then the fridge is even also working harder because of the heat. I think last night when I shut it down, the air conditioner, I was in 36%. I would not be surprised if today I'm sitting at 20, less than 20. I was told, generally speaking, you can run the air conditioner for 5 to 6 hours. I don't know in what temperature and to what temperature, because you would deplete your battery in essentially 80 minutes, which is not good. At minimum, I need to double the capacity of the battery storage for my needs. I also need to add more solar. That's been the general conclusion. What we're going to be doing today actually is packing up and relocating up the road to Whistler. However, before we do, obviously we need to take everything down, but I want to go through that process with you because off camera I did finally finish the install for the Dometic wind sensor kit. I have, from experience, decided to stop doing any kind of like instructional video, not only because I don't want the liability, but also logistically they're a nightmare, and I don't know if people are super interested in watching those anyways. I think people are kind of more interested in like the product and the net result. If I'm wrong about that, let me know obviously, but I'm going to enjoy my coffee, and then I will change into some like work around type clothes. We'll head up on the roof to sweep off the slide, but I want to talk about the solar. So yeah, see you in a second. It's actually not that bad up here. Just some tree droppings. Oh, that's interesting though. The skirting was tucked underneath itself. Good thing we didn't have any rain. Let's start with some measurements, shall we? I'm going to do this in imperial because smaller numbers are easier to remember, and I think there's more of a US audience. Oh yeah, that's 72 inches right there. Do we have the width though? Oh, tons. So we actually have, realistically, like 22 inches. I mean, you know, could you? 26 and a half. It would be tight. And yeah, 26 and a half would be right to the very edge. So you'd risk ripping it off, and this is going to inherently shroud it. So that's 14 inches there. And 61 would be right there. So lots of room. Now, I've made absolutely no secret how much I despise this King Air TV. So you would put 1 and 2, and there'd still be even a little walking path between the two. So I'm going to swing you around and we'll talk about solar. Alright, so for better for worse, every trip I've gone on, this one's no exception, there I've been learning, which is good. We know that this FLX is equipped with two 200 watt panels, although I would prefer to see the black frames just for aesthetic purposes. But I had started a couple of days running the Truma air conditioner. Usually you start every morning, give or take around 80%, because the fridge is taking 8 to 10 amps and it's cycling on and off, but that will deplete the battery. And the only 400 watts, granted twice as much as the non-FLX, if you deplete it, as I did, I brought it down to about 35%. It took multiple days to bring it back up into the high 80s, low 90s. It never actually got back to 100% because I think the rate at which the fridge was depleting it was essentially what this was charging at. Yeah, the net gain into the battery was very minimal. So, took multiple days, which tells me that the solar, if you're going to be depleting it, you know, anywhere below 50% is just insufficient. Moreover, when you are running the air conditioner at the peak time of the day, that's like 2 p.m., which means the sun is already lower in the horizon, which makes capturing, or rather solar panel efficiency, much lower. And so you're depleting it, and then you're going into literal periods of darkness where it's just net loss after that. So more battery, more solar is the solution. Anyways, let's get off here. So this will actually be the first time that I've had the bike on the bike rack on the back of the trailer, so kind of nervously excited about that. Let's get this off here. find it's easiest to carry when it's in its folded up position like this. Keep going back and forth in my mind about whether or not I want to stop in town and do laundry. I don't want to. At the same time, I want to be mindful about filling up my gray water tank, so if I get a good parking space I won't have to move it, but I'll probably have to do at least one trip. And one for good luck. One for good luck. There. I'll need to make a few stops while I'm in town, and it's my strong preference that I come back out with my bike still being here. Alright, moving on. Let's try this one here. Oh. Come on now. I think that'll be sufficient for what we need. It looks like it would have been better if we folded. Live and learn. That's not so bad, actually. Cool. Burner. We do. Which way are we going with it? Going up. Keep meaning to mark this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. good. Of course, again, one really nice thing with this Blue Ox sway pro system with these spring bars is that, let's say you can't get all 9 on the, when you're first hooking up, if you can get 9 on one side and maybe 8 or 7, just pull onto a flatter piece of ground and then, readjust it from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, I got it. Still just good to know you got an option, right? Move these out of the way so it doesn't look like someone was at least right here. There we go. So I noticed on the other side, oh, a spider started to make its home here. I noticed on the other side, the trailer shifted onto one of these blocks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push the trailer back, being mindful, of course, we have the bike on the back, but there's lots of room to move. We just need to go back off those blocks and off the one rubber chalk. Is it on this one too as well? No, we're good here. All right. All right, we are here. I'm going to use my iPad as a bit of a cheat sheet. Let's turn the cooled seats on, shall we? Oh, it's maybe a bit loud. What I've started doing is actually making a RV departing checklist. So putting things in cupboards, closing windows. Looks like I just forgot one that I'm going to go back in. Remove glass tray from microwave. Super important. Mugs, cups, appliances, garbage we'll be using, soaps and all that down. Windows closed again. Glass bottles, move to the lower rack, engage the travel lock, hand soap. Oh, another one I forgot. Turn off water pump and flush toilet. If you flush the toilet, it will fill up a little bit just to cover the seal, which is good for the seal health. If you then drive down a road, it will 100% splatter everywhere on your bathroom floor. Ask me how I know. And so you want to turn off the water pump so that you can do a final flush and then it won't fill that up. Secure the bathroom door. I forgot that once. Slide, close window. Oh, and another one I forgot. Install yellow water heater plug so it keeps all the dust from entraining back into the water heater. Sleep off side room. So what do we have here? We have 3. So glass microwave, toilet, and yellow plug. That's why we make the list. Oh, out into the heat again. Let's have a sip. I'll be back. Alright, let's turn this down so you can hear me. And I can hear you crunching, which we hopefully will not. Tow haul, 4 high. Shouldn't need the diff lock for this. We wanted lights to go on for corner marking. And away we go. Taking it nice and easy. There's a bunch of rocks there. I drove over on the way in. Kind of clip the side of them now. There they go. Very nice. Look at us. Almost like we knew what we were doing. What's the temperature outside today? 27 right now. Okay, that would explain why I'm sweating, but not sweating as bad as I used to. I'm actually going to use the trailer brakes here. The truck started to slide. assure you, if you are bouncing around, the trailer's definitely bouncing around. Definitely need the diff lock for this section here. Whew. All right, quick update. Man, it's hot outside. 27, but it feels extra hot when you're trying to do stuff. Anyways, status update. We have washed the truck and trailer. That took a little bit of a turn to the west. I had to go to a separate place, even though I could drive through it. They don't allow trailers, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, we got fresh water. We dumped the black tank and gray tank, and we had to fill up a propane tank. The 20-foot extension hose that I bought for the portable fire pit was finger tight. So that's not good. And basically what that meant was it drained the whole tank overnight. So I need to properly tighten that up before I use it again. But in the meanwhile, I needed to fill up the propane so we can have hot water. And if we need, we can have some heat as well. So, gosh, I'm thirsty. You know what I might even do? I've got some water back there. I might even just grab the water and fill up my mug. Next stop, Whistler. I just want to get going. I want to get up there. I want to get a spot. I want to settle in. So, I think that's it. I was debating about groceries. Not going to go there. Yeah, let's just get going. Alright, well, I don't know if I can kneel or stand. We're here. It's super hot. Very, very hot. In fact, I saw 32 degrees on the truck driving up one of the hills, and then the truck decided that it wanted me to know that the engine coolant temperature was 113 degrees, presumably Celsius, in which that's warm. So, thankfully that only stayed on just for a couple moments, but yeah, we're here. Got a good spot in a quietish area, and we are going to head up to the media center to go get our credentials for the media credentials, which is for the filming that will be done on the Grey Wolf Bike channel. So if you have any interest in the mountain biking or festivities, etc., be sure to jump over onto that. However, I'm going to go unload the bike here, and we're going to head up, and then I'm going to bring you with me just in case I want to stop and give you like a little tour around the area. Okay, cool. Keys for the bike. Alright, this has to be quick. If you are willing to venture 2 steps off the beaten path, you'll find this place, Fat Tony's Pizza. And in my personal and most humble opinion, it's definitely the best pizza out here in Whistler. So yeah, this is my recommendation for a food stop. They also sell it by the slice. That's a large, you can get a small as well. So yeah, cheers to Fat Tony's.
Hey everyone, Dave here from Industry 9. We're here at Crankworks Whistler 2024, and if you're not familiar with Industry 9, let me give you a quick rundown. So since we're at Crankworks, we're going to be displaying mountain bike stuff here. We do have a full line of mountain, road, and gravel wheel sets. But yeah, on the mountain side of things, we are really well known for our fast engaging hubs, our spokes that thread directly into the hub shell, crazy anodized colors, and just generally really sweet manufacturing, good designs that allow for easy service. We're based in Asheville, North Carolina, and that's where we manufacture, anodize, assemble the vast majority of our product line.
Pas de problème. Voulez-vous essayer le chainsaw DH ou le chainsaw?
Le chainsaw OGX.
Ok, GX, parfait. Vous seriez medium?
Yeah,
Ouais, je vais regarder si. Je pense qu'on en a plusieurs. On a un chainsaw medium pour vous. Vous pourriez l'avoir jusqu'à 4 heures. Fait que pour 2 heures. On va juste avoir besoin de votre carte de crédit puis de votre driver license. Puis vous pouvez partir avec pour les 2 prochaines heures dans le parc.
Alright, so you join us up at the midway points. Unfortunately, time is really against us today. Combination of a lot of factors, nobody's fault in particular. But we're about to drop in on this chainsaw. Without any more talking, let's get on the bike and we'll have a chat on the way down. Let's go ahead and drop in here on Beeline. So this is actually the same trail that I rode on the arrival last year. Oh, water bottle. And I remember that arrival having like a really firm middle, call it pedaling platform, but it was also not set up for my body weight or anything, so it's entirely possible that, it rode much better than my experience led me to believe. Forgot about this turn. That said, my initial impressions about the bike have actually already started, because to get from the lot to demo area, you need to pedal uphill. And this chainsaw, perhaps most recognizably, has a high pivot suspension. Whew. Let's see if I can drop in. Oh, still unclipped. This is gonna be fun. There it goes. There we go. Oh, this is cool.
Oh, this is really cool. Have a little sit down. Very cool. Thank you.
Bridge here at Crankworks Whistler.
But it does say charger 3.1 on the dial.
I'm gonna split you guys right down the middle here, and on the count of 3.
Assisting the suspension entering.
Hey, I'm Jeff with Ergon. We're here at Crankworks.
PD's is a brand from the UK.
Hydroformed aluminum frame.
We're really excited to
Liat, the Da Vinci.
Norco Bike. Go through. I'm sure that. Home.
Well, I've decided to end this video the same way that it started. Me eating. What a trip. Lots to learn, or lots was learned, I should say. Battery. More particularly, use of the air conditioner with the battery. Second battery's absolutely mandatory. At 1% per minute, yeah, that's too much consumption. Well, perhaps not too much consumption, but just not enough battery storage to make that realistically feasible. Recharging the battery takes too long. On 400 watts of solar, if you use that battery, then it takes days to replenish. I'd have to check right now, but I think I've been losing on average 2% per day because I was in a partially shaded spot. But even when I was in full sun, I might run the air conditioner for 30 minutes. It'll cool the air down, but everything else inside is still hot. So the temperature goes right back to being warm almost as soon as you turn off the air conditioner. The ability to recharge the battery with 400 watts, not enough. 600, I think, would be adequate. But remember, that's you charging it sort of the next day. So a DC-DC charge controller, particularly like a 50 amp one, especially 30 amp, I think would be reasonable if you had just the one battery. But if you have two batteries, minimum 50 amp. So then that means you have 600 watts of solar, and then if you need 600 watts coming from the vehicle. So quite literally, you could remote start the truck and then we'll automatically start charging. I like that idea that if it's at night, you'd run the batteries. You need to go somewhere in the morning. Maybe you need to leave Fido in the trailer. They're calling for higher temperatures later in the day, like you want to go for a ride in the morning and you want that safety net. You could, hit the remote start and use the vehicle as a generator, so you don't have to have a separate generator. And then you get 600 watts pure input at that point. So 2 batteries, 600 watts, and a 50 amp DC-DC. I think that is going to be a strong setup in terms of your ability to use the trailer and not like stress about, can you recharge the battery sufficiently to be able to use the trailer the next day. As for things like suspension, gosh darn, it's just so good. It just works so darn well, both on-road and off-road. This spot here, I'm like fully articulated in. There's a guy trying to avoid these bumps. I was like, we shouldn't drive right over them. Dual pane windows still would be nice from a sound deadening perspective, especially if you're camping adjacent to any noise. So like if you're at like a music festival or your sight's close to like a highway or something like that, that would definitely help for sure. Towing empty versus towing with fluid. It does make a difference. You can feel it. Not when you're cruising along, but when you need to accelerate. I think that's kind of about it. Just sort of looking around, hoping to jog my memory. Definitely need to get at least one fan that can reverse its direction, pull out and push in, so it can blow out the hot air and carbon monoxide when you're using the stove, because again, there's no over-the-range exhaust. It's kind of about it. I'm still trying to find the balance in these videos. You know, I want to show the trip. For those of you who are subscribed already, tell me what you want to see. It's more of the sort of things that I'm getting up to. You know, I guess I'm a bit self-deprecating in the sense that I just think, who's going to want to see this? But yeah, let me know. Maybe not my best video or edit, but I'm trying to refine that. Thank you very much for watching. I always sincerely do appreciate it. You take care, and bye for now.